Yeah, so let's go one step forward and take a look at the instancing in case of behaviors. So in this case, I will be showing you an example where there is these modes moving around maybe a light, and it is having some sort of behavior where probably it's trying to follow the light, it's trying to move around the light. Wherever the light moves, the insects moves along with it. So for the light, I'll be taking a polygonal cylinder. And because the insects will be moving around the lights, I'll just be making use of the same geometry to emit the particles from. Okay, so I want the particles to be emitting from the cylinders. So I'll call this as light, and let me emit particles emit from an object, and from object. This will be surface. Probably just let's play around with only 20 particles per second. Okay, but this this is non-particles. I don't want the particles to be pulled down. So in this case, what I will do is I will go to the nucleus and I will reduce the. I don't want any gravity on that. So that they just move out. Alright. So another thing which I will also want is they probably will have should have some speed and they should have some bit of a light because I don't want them to move forever. Okay. I want them to be and I want the light to be a little bit uh, controlled. Okay. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll increase the speed for this. Because the option increase the speed to around 2, giving some sort of speed, maybe 3 or 4. No, not let's say 4 will be good. Yeah. Another thing is the lifespan. So I will also want to work with the lifespan. I'll go to the particle sheet lifespan. I want this to be random range. Maybe the lifespan will be around 4 to 5 to 4. Okay, so some of them will die at 4, some of them will die at 5. That will be quite a bit. Yeah, they die. So 4 and 3 will be nice. 4 and 3. Okay. Oh, so there is these particles. No, I want them to maybe look more like as if they are flies which are moving around the light. So I will do what I'll be using something called as goal. Okay, so meaning that I'll just be selecting the particle and shift selecting the light and particles and using a goal. Now goal is an attribute which will kind of uh, attract the particles towards the source, towards the defined object. So because I have second selected the geometry, the particle are of course moving away from the geometry, but they will come back towards the geometry and move around it. Okay. With a goal weight of whatever is been defined. Right now, the goal weight will be from 0 to 1. So if it is 0, it will move away. It will have no goal weight at all towards the geometry. But if it is 1, it will kind of tend to stick on the geometry. But if it's zero point 0.5, zero point 0.2, zero point 0.3, it is going to go around as long as this life is there. Okay, so I'll just say apply. We have zero point 0.5 of the goal weight. Okay, and let's see what happens in this case. So if you see the uh, particles tend to move around the geometry. In fact, it's as it's basically is having a goal weight of zero point 0.5 around the vertices. You might see they actually move towards the individual vertices. Okay, but I believe for now the goal weight of zero point 0.5 is very high. I will be reducing. Now I can change the goal weight after the fact by selecting the n particles. And within n particles, I will be able to see the goal weight somewhere around here. So there it is. I will change it to let's say zero point 0.2. So I'm reducing it a bit to zero point 0.2. So by doing that, be they will behave like this. So this can be 0.12. Not even sure. So that will give it more freedom. The maybe 0.15 is nicer. They are kind of. So now that I have worked with a bit of a dynamics on this part, I will now be required to do some instancing. Okay, for that I will need to create a geometry really. Okay, so the dynamics is working correctly, the particles are moving the way they want. Ultimately, I need that the geometry should be visible, right? So that is what I'll be trying to do. So I'll create a plan. Create site. And I'm just being careful about the axis. I want this geometry to be facing the x-axis. So if it is an inset, I will want the head to be on this side. Let's see. Let's imagine this is the. So I'm not going to model this in detail though. But yeah, I will want this to be animated. Threshold of wings only to the vertex and the wings. Go to the animation menu, deform, non-linear, and apply the bend. I want the bend handle to be oriented in the direction of the geometry which I'm going to bend. If I go and look at the curvature, it's basically in the wrong direction. Wherein again, what I'll have to do is catch hold of the handle and then rotate it in this direction around 90 degrees. Right. So, of course, I'll need to animate this. So just catch hold of the bend. Key select this and at around 5, just be doing this once again. At 10, I want this key to be copied to 10 so that I have the loop. Okay, so the start and the end keys matching. I want that to be happening. Okay. Just one more thing here. Okay, so fine. So all right, so I do have this, but we won't be using the actual plane as well as the bend handle for instancing because that's not going to work. I will need a couple of replicas of this. So by that what I mean is I will be duplicating this geometry at every pose. So one, two, I'll need to create a duplicate, so which I'll be using as an instance of. Okay, that's the process. That's how we need to work. So one more thing which I will do is also do a quick experiment just so I have thickness because it's looking dark on the other because of the normals. So edit mesh, I will just say extrude this um, 50 left plane. Yeah, here. I don't want it to be negative. Should be positive. And this amount should be quite less. So it's zero. It should be 0.05 probably, or maybe more. It has a thickness now. Alright, so now that it has a thickness, I'll just need to have replicas of this. So at frame 1, of course, I will be control D, creating a replicate of that. One again, catch hold of the original one, control D, move ahead, D, copying it or duplicating it by using control D and duplicate. So here it becomes difficult to identify now which is the one. So we know that the plain one, right? That's the original animated one. So control D, then move to 7, Like plane 1, control D, 8, plane 1, control D, 9, to make the last one, that is, yeah. Now that we have all the duplicated poses of the original animated one, I don't really require the animated version of it now. That is plain 100. I will delete it. And I just now have just the geometries over here, which I probably want to put it in a layer. Okay. Uh, so no animation, animation is done. I just use the animation to create the duplicates. But of course, I'll be using these duplicates now to instance. So the idea here is to just select this in a linear fashion from start to end, shift select, okay, and then we can instance it. So what we are affects me particular instance of see whether these are correct. We selected serial wise. We don't want them to be randomly selected. They should be 2, 3, 4, so on. This is the particle and the say create. Okay. Yeah, so now here is where I can see my geometry though, but it's not necessarily behaving the way we want it to be. Okay, there is no flapping of wings, right? Now, what exactly is it doing is if you catch hold of the instancer node and move to it, we will see what instancer or what geometries have been selected over here. Can rename them actually. But currently, what is happening? It's basically the cycle type over here for that particular instancer is none. Now, here, so because we have instanced a series of poses, okay, that is starting from 2 to 12, that is not getting ingested anywhere over here. So we need to specify so it that the cycle for this instancer should be sequential. So then it will start loading each of those poses. Okay, so let's create a sequential. So there it is now. It has, yeah, so we do have now lappings of wings, all right. Okay, but then they are not actually still uh, correct. Okay, they are not working very correct. The reason behind this is they are looking at in the same direction. They're looking in the wrong direction actually, right? So this case, what I will be doing is, basically when they start to move, they should be pointing into the direction where they are moving again. Okay, and we know this before when we had used in our previous examples that if we need to do so, I will need to go to the particle shape and in the instancer rollout. I will need to change the aim direction, that is from none again to velocity. And then they will be pointing towards the direction where they want to be looking at. I'll just turn off the cache for now. Okay? Uh, just for once again, I will just check it. Aim direction will be the velocity. Oh, yeah, under the aim direction is getting reflected. I'll get back to the character. Leave. Suddenly it goes back to the default. I'll just turn this off and then maybe try to change the velocity now. Yeah. Uh, I just want the actual instancer to be scaled down. If they're huge, I want them to be a bit smaller like this. And then be scaled down. It's working correctly. The thing what I'm going to do is go to the emitter, change the rate to just let's say 10. Just want few of those. And they're a bit slow, which I believe. So I'll just be working with the goal weight attribute. Let's check the goal weight or the speed. In fact, let's go check the speed out. Speed is 4. Let me make it 6, let's say. That is better. It has bit of a speed in there. That seems to be moving faster now. Right, so let me take this to 1000, 2000, whatever. If I try to do a very quick interactive playback for this, I can see that there is some sort of behavior which is happening over here. I can see that these insects move towards the light, so as to speak. So very quick, what I'll do just also assign a quick shader to this. So Windows rendering editor hypershade. There are about 10 of these, right? So let's take an AR standard surface shader. And what we want is now we want that uh, I want to assign different colors to this. Now I don't want to create individual AI standard surface 10 different shaders over here and then assign them individually. Okay. So in this case, what I will be doing is using something called as color jitter. Called as color jitter. Okay. Color jitter will allow me to assign different color based on the user data, based on the object, based on procedures. I will be able to assign different colors based on these parameters. Um, so take a look at the color editor in itself. You see that there is a type which is called as user data, procedural, and object. Okay, what will be relevant to us is the object. All right, so that's what we'll be working. I'll need to connect the color to the base color, right? And I will do a very quick assign. This assign, and let's see what happens. So, of course, I will need to create a light, creating an area light. So point it in the correct direction. We're duplicating another one, moving it. Yeah, s- it's so let's then render the scene. So we need to increase the exposure a bit. Mhm. So put the yeah. So now that we can see the asset, we'll just stop this for a while and then we will assign the shader to the. I definitely won't see any difference right now because if I am looking at the color jitter parameter, it's complete. The input color is gray. If I select maybe a random color such as this, it's going to reflect. Now, because the type is object, I'm working on the object type. I can work with the hues over here or the saturation. So I will start by putting in some hue maximum. Let's see if I put in 0.3, we'll start to see the variations of colors within the different colored object. I can go a bit higher. So if I go a bit, let's say higher to let's say 0.6, I see more. Now I can do that on the negative hue number. So if I can go to negative 0.6, let's say, you can have that variation both in the negative u minimum and u maximum. So I'll keep this by default, though what I will also do is I will be, rather than working on the out color for this, I will need, I will want these modes to maybe glow in the dark. So instead of connecting it with the base color, I will be connecting it into the emission. So I have an emission color. I'll also connect it to the emission color. Yeah, emission. Yeah, trying to increase the glow. So let's take a look at this and just maybe temporarily just turn off the render, just kill the render. Oh, wait, and I'll reduce the lights. I don't want the exposure to be so much. Maybe skip it to tag. I don't even require it probably. I just want the butterflies glowing. Well, let's create a polygon input. Hiding these words. So we let's see so that they are they're more bright. See, give out more light to surrounding. If I will do an interactive playback, let's see how well this handles this. Uh, let's see, I can see what's see updating. We'll do a very quick render of this. I want these also to collide with the ground plane. So for once, also I will do one thing, just select the plane, select the plane and select the particle. Menu edit mesh and extrude this plane. And to move down. Because we are using nucleus, I will just need to make this an collision. So I okay, of course not collision. I need to make it a passive collide, right? So create a passive collider. Hence, they will move down. So let's guys, let's have these rendered correctly. I want this to be rendered. So I'll create a camera from the view. That is my short cam. So this will be my short cam. This is a short cam. look through selected, and that's what I'm looking at. And this is my resolution gate. So will be around 960 by 560 frame resolution. So this will allow me to take a look at the frame gate as well as the frame resolution. And I'll just be quickly also setting a key for the camera, set a key for the camera. And maybe what I'll need to do is kind of move around, set a key so that my camera starts rotating. Probably it also zooms out a bit, I don't know. Maybe I have this like let's say 20 frames of animation, 200 frames of animation. Which I want to render. We also move the and drag to catch hold of the key, move the key towards the 0 range, and then I want this to probably move it over here. See? Okay, I just want to see the animation part of it. I will go to the anim menu. I'll go to visualize and create editable motion. That's going to show me how the animation part for it is. I will just move to the key and kind of put this a bit behind and use the key on it so that it's not moving. It's moving a little bit around this curve, maybe farther away. See, let's look at it from the camera front of view. We can see that the should be moving uh, the camera keys. It's going to show this movement. The camera. Mm, Here's the one position. Move up. Also here, as it moves, you bring it like this. Yeah, it looks fine. So let's do a very quick render. I think I need to create a folder. To create a render folder, and create new folder for this instance. So, okay, this is where my. Alright, so in the render setting, I think I'm okay with. I'll have to change the setting of course. Not okay. So here the record this instance again. I just need a plain JPEG right now. Name dot number dot extension. Frame padding 3. Okay, and the range is 200. Okay, the closing it. The rest of things is okay. The ring menu and the back. I will do render sequence for this. Okay, so render sequence, yeah. Here, specify where your folder is. It's not looking through the same camera angle. It's pretty. Uh, okay, so just did a bit of a modification. I had to kill Maya and just did a few changes. I didn't animate the camera though, just keeping the camera in the same place. And I did just use this stop the render. Stop the render. Basically, have my animation going in a waveform, which is how it is. And other thing is I also have the same AI shader applied to this too. Uh, Here and a bit of an color as well as a bit of a weight for this. When I render it to look this, like this. Right. Apart from there, apart from that, everything else is the same what I did. Uh, Frame range, name dot number dot extension, frame padding 3, to the framing and the sequence I need to specify. To the current camera is the same. Okay. It's a 960 by 540 resolution, which I'm going to render. Um, and I'll come back. It's finished, or probably just maybe edit this render and show it to you the, in the initial stages of session. All right, guys, take care.